Today, we're gonna do a review of the Flashbang flashlight. We're gonna do an unboxing. We're gonna see if it makes sense for you. I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson, and I will admit I'm a flashlight junkie, and I own a lot of flashlights, and I do love flashlights. So when you get the Flashbang, it's gonna come in this box here, simple white box, and let's take it out here and just drop some batteries on the ground. So let me bend down and grab those batteries. It does come with batteries, and get all those out there. So this is what the Flashbang looks like. It is a longer flashlight built for self-defense. So you can see here into the light, I'm not gonna blind the camera, and obviously I haven't even put the batteries in yet, but very bright light. It comes in 3 different settings. So it has a high setting, and I wanna say the high setting is about 230 lumens. To put that in perspective, if you're trying to blind somebody, if an attacker's coming and you're just trying to blind somebody in their eyes, it takes about 200 lumens to blind somebody. So the fact that the high setting has 230 lumens, plenty bright to blind somebody if you need to stop them in their tracks, kind of thing. So that's the high setting. The next setting is just a medium or /low setting, meaning it's not as bright, but you're looking for stuff and you don't need it. And then the final setting is the strobe setting. So the strobe setting, obviously, it's going to strobe on and off. That way you can signal for help. You can grab somebody's attention. This is 16 inches long, and the reason that's a good thing is since it is built for self-defense, when you're holding it, you have more striking room. So you don't have to be as up close and personal on attack. Meaning it's not a tiny handheld flashlight where if you're using it to hit somebody, you have to be extreme close quarters. So with the Flashbang, you can see I can extend far if I need to defend myself, if I need to strike somebody who's attacking me. Also, the grip on the Flashbang, it's got a nice grip, textured grip, so it's not going to slip out of your hands. Think about a grip on a pistol or a good grip on a handgun, that type of grip. That way it's not totally smooth. It won't slide out, especially if it gets wet or some other liquid substance on it. And then here, you can put your hand through this, just a little lanyard. That way, if you wanted to walk with this and strike somebody, and you're worried about it flying out of your hand, which it shouldn't because of the textured grip, you can have this to make sure it goes absolutely nowhere. At the end here, you see the red cap. So you just push this button, and that is how you go between the strobes, or excuse me, between the 3 different settings. The high setting, the regular setting where you're not blinding somebody, and then the strobe setting. To put the batteries in this, you just unscrew the tail cap here, and that is where you put 4 AA batteries down in there. It does have this plastic sleeve. The batteries that come with it will fit in this plastic sleeve. The only reason this is here is because there's a slight rattle. I mean, so slight, probably 99% of people would never notice. So that's why the sleeve was put in there. However, after you use the batteries that come with it, you take this out, meaning if you're getting regular Duracells, if you're getting regular Energizer batteries, you don't need the sleeve and they likely won't fit. So you just put them right in there, all facing down the positive. Once you put your 4 batteries in there, all you do is screw on the top, and then you're good to go to use this. So I take walks. I like taking walks in the morning. I like taking walks in the evening. So does my wife. And this is what I like to take with me. The reason being is if I'm taking walks, obviously I want to have a flashlight with me, especially when it's dark. I don't want to get run over, any of that. But I'm a big fan of having things that are versatile, that they can do double duty. So this obviously does double duty as a flashlight when I'm walking down the street, but also if I have to strike, and we'll talk about that more in depth here when we strike our friend Bob. Also, another benefit of this is because it is a flashlight and because you can use it to strike, it's always out, meaning you don't have to draw your gun, you don't have to grab your knife. So obviously you can't walk down the street with your gun in your hand like this. That's a big no-no. You're also not going to walk down the street with a knife in your hand like this. So if, heaven forbid, you're ever attacked, you have to take that split-second time, however long it takes you, 2 seconds, etc., to draw your gun from your waistband, draw your gun from your pocket, wherever it is, or draw your knife and get it out there. The beauty is with the Flashbang, it's already out, meaning I don't have to draw anything. I already have my flashlight out here. So if somebody pops out and they're trying to attack me or whatever reason, I can quickly strike without needing to reach anywhere in my pants. Very good thing. When it comes to striking, you move this out of the way, get Bob up here a little bit with our Flashbang. Of course, it depends on what's happening. If somebody is going to try and kill you, you think you're going to kill you, deadly force is justified, or serious bodily harm. Meaning, if you're in fear for your life or serious bodily harm, you're justified in using deadly force. Because if you strike this to their head, you could kill somebody with this. Obviously, this is a very strong metal light. If you want to go to the link below, you will see where I ran this thing over with a 8,000-pound military Humvee, and it still worked fine. So this is not a cheap plastic flashlight where when a Humvee or any other car runs over it, it's going to crack and break into 2 or 3 or 1,000 pieces. This is a strong metal flashlight that can do serious damage. So obviously, if someone's coming on you, you want to go to the zones that are going to slow them down. Obviously, everybody thinks of the head, so I can strike here, I can strike to the throat, I can do a side of the head, I can do all those whacks that anybody can do that doesn't take any training. You don't have to get a black belt in karate to know that. But remember also, you don't always have to do a strike like this. If somebody's coming, hey, please don't give me any trouble, it can just be a jab. That jab with this end, if you jab in the eye, the face, whatever, what's gonna happen? Well, as soon as they're jabbed in there, they're gonna protect themselves, which means you can run away, you can escape, or if you think that person is still gonna come after you while they're sitting here, you can keep whacking at them. You can keep defending yourself and making sure that you go home and see your family and that they don't end your life. But everybody always focuses on the head. Everybody always likes the head, which is great because that's gonna stop them. But if they're protecting their head and they're sitting here like this, guess what's open? Their low line, aka their crotch. It's not gonna feel good to get this there. Now, of course, you can do a strike like that. You can do a side strike, but don't forget, you can just flip up. It is incredibly quick to flip up and they won't see it coming. So if you're holding a flashlight down here, and I know I'm gonna lose you in the video, but if I'm holding it down here, buddy, please, I don't want any trouble, I don't want any trouble, boom, I can go up so quickly, he will not have time to react and stop that strike. So some guy's coming up to me, and maybe I'm gonna walk, as I said, I like to walk at night, and I think he's gonna ask me a question, or just say, hey, it's a new guy who moved in, it's a neighbor, he's just gonna have some friendly banter, and all of a sudden, you realize something's going down. That guy says, hey, I'm gonna take you in the woods, or he's about to draw a knife or whatever. Well, that's where you're gonna defend yourself, and you go, boom, I can very quickly go up and strike him in the crotch. And of course, when you strike somebody in the crotch, what happens? They bend over, it's a natural reaction, and when they bend over, well, you can tee up on their head if you think it is justified, meaning if you're still in fear for your life or serious bodily injury. So if I strike here, guy bends over, I can strike there, and remember, when it comes to personal protection, you are gonna strike as many times as it takes to stop that threat. If some guy comes up to you and you think he's gonna, again, I know you're sick of me saying it, but do serious bodily harm to you or kill you, and you do one strike to the head and that guy's on the ground and he's not a threat and there's no way he's getting up, well then get out of there, call 911. That's one strike only, and if that's what it takes, great. However, if you strike and that guy keeps coming after you, you gotta go strike the crotch, and you gotta strike you're just striking like crazy, and it takes 10 strikes for you to protect yourself, well then, it takes 10 strikes. So you do however many strikes it takes to make sure you go home. Whether that's one strike, whether that's 10 strikes, it doesn't matter. You do as many as it takes to stop the threat. I'm trying to think if I forgot. It's a simple flashlight, which obviously you want all of your self-defense tools to be. It's very simple. You press the end here, turn it on, you figure out whether you want the high, the medium, or the strobe mode. You have the nice grip. You can throw on the lanyard if you want, if you're worried about it slipping off your hand. It takes 4 AA batteries, which you just, I almost dropped it. Which, as I said, you just unscrew the cap, you throw all 4 AA batteries down here in there, and then it is good to go. My wife takes us on walks at night. I try and walk before her because I certainly don't want her walking in the dark, but sometimes she's a little stubborn. Sometimes she goes out and she's going when it's getting darker, and she'll take this with her, and of course, I'm glad she has it with her to make sure she's protected if, heaven forbid, the worst happens. So I highly recommend you get a flashbang if you value your safety and survival as much as I do. Make sure and click on the link below. You can see the video of me running over this thing with the Humvee. You can see some other videos, very cool one of me smashing open a coconut and just like destroying the coconut with this bad boy, and it's still working fine. So click below. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I'm former CI Officer Jason Hanson. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on that ring notification, as I have a lot more gear coming your way and a lot more hacks and tips that could save your life.